We're right in the middle of an extravagant storm. There's a nice mixture of chaos and creativity. If you hear me out, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. What's good, everybody? It's Vaughn, and this is where you get the knowledge that you don't get in college. So go ahead and scroll into the description, click the link next to WeBull, and collect your 12 free stocks. All right, I'm just going to say it because it doesn't seem like anyone else wants to. Millennials are the greatest generation to ever live. And anyone that doesn't agree is just a lost cause that needs to put their life on pause. Like, let's be honest, our childhood was unmatched. We had by far the best childhood known to mankind. Come here. I'm going to take you on a trip down memory lane because we had the greatest series of cartoons. And I'm not even just talking about Looney Tunes. We had Rocket Power, SpongeBob, Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer. What? Come on. And the list goes on. Can't even forget about Ed, Edd n Eddy. Matter of fact, I need you to go into the description below and let me know what your favorite cartoon was. Because for me, when I first think about it, it's Rocket Power. But we had so many good options. I remember sitting on the couch and watching multiple shows at one time. See, back then, we didn't have it so that you could watch two shows at once. So when one show would go on commercial, I'll switch to the next channel. Then I'll switch back as soon as it goes back on commercial. I'll switch back. And I'll be watching 3 or 4 shows at one time because there was so many good options that I wasn't skipping a beat. And then later on down the road, we got the ability to record shows. And that was a game changer. And that was just one small component of our childhood because we was outside playing football on the block, hide and seek, slap boxing, ding dong ditch before my mom hit me with the switch and I had to twitch. But one thing we ain't do was snitch. And if we weren't watching our favorite cartoon or outside with our friends, we were playing video games. And the graphics don't go as crazy as they do now, but they ain't nothing like Grand Theft Auto 4. Because if you was playing that, you ain't want to go out the door. And then a few years later, life got even greater because we got MySpace. And if you weren't on MySpace, then you were in the wrong place. Yeah, Facebook go crazy now, but MySpace was our first taste of social media. I remember changing my theme page about every week. And back then, we had dial-up, so the internet wasn't moving like how it's moving now. When you think about it, we came a long way, and we have much further to go.
Talking about this has got me reminiscent, and now I'm missing the good old days when life was so simple and we could just play all day.
And I'm not here to compare and contrast one generation to another. I want you to understand that we were able to have a memorable childhood due to the fact that creatives curated content that resonated with us. Yes, we've had an amazing childhood, but now we've all reached adulthood.
I just want you to know that as we're getting older, our presence has more purpose that goes beneath the surface, and we will play a pivotal role in the upbringing of the future generations.
I'm not sure exactly where you are on your journey. You could have a job, or maybe you just got fired. You could be a business owner, or you're aspiring to be one, or maybe you're still trying to figure it out. But without a doubt, you're having an impact on someone. It doesn't matter what you do. There's people that look up to you. And what helped me understand this is that last year, I got blessed with the task of being a boxing coach. And I had only been boxing for about 1.5 years. And I didn't really know how to coach or to teach anyone to do what I was doing. And at first, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I don't know how to coach someone. But that was just a self-doubt. And once I got that out, I was able to figure it out. And I began to realize that all of the fear that was discouraging me from taking on the task was just false evidence appearing real. I'll say things to myself like, you're not a professional fighter. Matter of fact, you don't even have any amateur fights. So why do you think that you could coach them? And in response to that, I'll tell myself, well, we're just gonna have to figure it out. And as I began to train the guys week after week, and I started to see them progressing and developing the skills, it made me realize that all masters started somewhere. You have to go through a process if you want to gain the experience and develop an understanding of how to do anything. Because even though I'm not a professional and I have no amateur fights, the gym that I trained at for about a year and a half was filled with professional and amateur fighters. So I gained a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge just from being in that environment. And at the time, I didn't even understand how valuable that phase of my life was. Just from being in that environment, I gained a wealth of knowledge and I built connections. Now, as a coach, I'm passing on that knowledge to another generation in a different destination, all while I'm developing another skill. And if you're patient, persistent, and positive through the process, you're definitely going to make progress.
Just a few weeks ago, one of my fighters competed at his first event, and he's the one in the gray shorts. And for his first event, going up against a more experienced fighter, he did a pretty good job. This was a perfect opportunity for him to showcase his skills and build his confidence. And in all honesty, this was a learning experience for me as well. Since I've been so busy with this project and training the guys at the gym, I haven't been able to spend quality time with my grandpa. So I decided to teach him how to box. It's only been 2 weeks, but seeing him progress is very rewarding.
And I said all of that to say this. I don't know exactly who's on the other side of this screen. But what I do know is that I'm in the presence of greatness. We're at a pivotal point in our lives. These next few years are either going to make you or break you.
I don't know exactly how you're going to take this, but I might as well say it. God placed us on earth for a purpose, and before we leave, it's our responsibility to fulfill that purpose. A wise man once said the wealthiest place on the planet is right down the road. It's a cemetery. There you have buried companies that were never started, inventions that were never made, best-selling books that were never written, and masterpieces that were never painted. In the cemetery is buried the greatest treasures of untapped potential. These are your golden years, and there's a lot in store for you. All you have to do is pursue it. Stop making excuses and just do it. If you don't, you might forget it, and in the end, you will regret it.
You have a wealth of knowledge. You just have to find your platform and share it with the world because you are valuable. But the only way that people are going to see your value is if you get out of your way and put it on display. We don't have much time to play. The clock is ticking. It's fourth quarter and you're down by 2. You gonna pass or shoot? Vaughn, what you gonna do? Gatorade on the coach. And it's about that time. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified every time that I make a new post. Build a foundation so that you're no longer stuck on a plantation. Until next time.